We're back
Yeah.
on the pod.
Wait, are we on air?
We are. Double check today. Apologies for yesterday on our Tuesday.
Yeah.
He's James, I'm Brennan. We were here yesterday. We were in the studio having a conversation, doing the pod
Yeah.
as usual. Great stories about fighting some pork butt.
Yeah, that was
about
a great
how
story.
I said good riddance to the Dunkin' drive-thru.
Uh-huh. We had some great stories, and no one will know except you and me.
No one heard it except us. Apparently,
we were talking to ourselves.
Yeah, everything worked on our end. We thought we were live. Everything did work on our end,
Right.
but there was some connection issue with getting to the app. Double checked it at
Yeah.
8:45 this morning.
Yes.
If you're listening to us live,
Yep.
so yes, we are back and good to
Thank
go.
goodness.
We got a lot to catch up on.
Yes.
We're not going to go back and revisit anything. The
No,
past is
sorry.
the past. We're going
If
to
you
do
see
all
us in
that.
person, you can ask us those stories.
There you
but-
go. Just say what happened with James's pork butt.
Yeah,
And say,
exactly.
Brennan, what's your problem with the drive-through
Yeah,
lane? And I will tell you that.
That's the only way you can get it.
We got Leanne with us today.
Leanne is here, yes.
Hi.
For the last time.
Last day at News 8.
Last day at News 8. How are you feeling? I cannot believe we talked over the weekend that maybe you'd come in, hadn't heard from her since, and I was like, you're
Yeah.
not going to bug someone, say come in half an
Yeah,
hour
the
early for your
last day.
final day. But then I just saw your head pop in. I thought it was going to be you, and I was like, we got to get our shots framed up, buddy.
Yeah.
Come on in. And Leanne stopped by. How are you feeling today?
You know, I don't think it's hit me. The only time I've cried so far was Sunday night when I was saying goodbye, like, because I had thought that was the last time on air. And then Eric called me Monday night and was like, hey, how do you feel about working the
Fill
last,
in, yeah.
for
Yeah.
a Tuesday night? So,
Not bad.
But then, I mean, it was the last time with the weekend gang, and that's special in
Yeah.
this business, too. That was fun. So, getting ready to move.
yep.
What's your moving date? This weekend?
Saturday, yep.
Everything's packed.
Sure.
Just about.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. Who's helping you? Dad?
Dad, mom, and boyfriend.
Everyone.
That's
Wow.
great.
And then
Get the whole crew in.
who's doing the U-Haul to Jersey? Who's driving it?
Parents.
Parents.
That's nice.
You ever driven a U-Haul long distance?
I've driven a lot of U-Hauls.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I've driven a lot of U-Hauls. I even towed a car one time with the U-Haul
How far?
Ooh,
from Virginia to Rochester.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
long
It's a-
trip.
Yeah, I had the trucker hat on and everything.
I've only
Oh, my.
done just the U-Haul truck, not towing anything. And when you get on interstate, one of those things, it is white knuckle. You get a
Yeah.
wind going
Yeah.
across.
55 miles per hour.
Feel like it's going to blow over. Whoo. No
Yeah.
way.
Well, you got good travel weather.
Yes.
I mean, it's gonna be perfect.
I
I
was
was about to say, have
looking
you
at
checked the weekend
I
forecast?
was
Yeah.
like-
Beautiful this weekend. That's nice. And you're doing a little freelancing and then joining the job, so you don't have to. You're not like starting on Monday, right? Which is kind of nice. You get a little bit of time to settle down.
Actually, I am.
Oh, you are
starting
gonna be starting on
Monday.
Monday.
There we go.
Okay.
Yes.
They're training me on all the different shifts.
Oh man, so you don't- no break.
I actually get to start off on the morning shift on Tuesday morning.
Holy cow!
What time do they start?
Jumping into the fire.
4 a.m.
4?
So I get a little bit of a break.
Wait.
So, because here it's what, 3:30?
Wait. You have to get there at 4 a.m.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
So it's a little bit
Okay.
better.
I thought you were going to say the actual TV show starts
No,
at 4
I
a.m.
Some
think-
do.
Especially
yeah.
around New York City.
Double check that.
They told me 4. He works 4 to 1.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure it's probably 5 a.m. start time then. Because I know sometimes city shows do start that early.
Yeah.
So, yikes. Well, we're excited for you.
What do you be doing? Same thing, right?
Same thing, just not the stories that I usually do, that I do or I did during the week. So no reporting, just full-time meteorology.
Wow. And so how close is this to home?
Home is about 40-45 minutes.
So this is home.
That's
nice.
nothing. Yeah.
No.
So you talk about riptides, talk about nor'easters, hurricanes probably as well,
Yeah.
right?
All the things that I grew up with.
No lake effect.
No lake. You know, it was funny because when I first came up here, I was like, we don't have the influx of the ocean. We have Lake Ontario.
Right.
And that was, everything's kind of switched between the two of them. So
Sure.
it was a little bit different, but everything I grew up with, yeah, I'm excited. It's bittersweet though. It was fun learning about lake effect when we had it.
Sure.
Fun being out in it.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, your first year here was a pretty quiet winter, but then we had plenty of action this past winter for you.
Yeah,
to work with.
100%. Yeah.
Knock on wood, we haven't had a big storm.
We haven't had
in,
like a
long
2-footer
time.
in Rochester.
Yeah.
Wayne County's be like, we have 2-footers every year.
All the time. Yeah, guys.
Yeah.
6 a.m. sunrise. James
Williamson,
Brennan, what are you talking about?
Poldyville.
Yeah.
Bring it
just
on.
Get dumped on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Or some of the people like the outer edge of like the west side of Batavia or something. They're like,
Yeah.
I've been stuck in this band for
Right.
2 weeks. What are you guys talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah,
Away from the business part of it, were there any final things you wanted to do around here? So any food you went and got? Any Wegmans one last time?
Wegmans, we don't have as many in New Jersey as you all have up here.
Sure.
So I certainly will be going to
couple here and there.
Wegmans. I think my parents said when they were coming up, they're like, okay, we have to go to Wegmans one more time. So definitely that. Natalie Kutchko asked me yesterday if there was anything else that I wanted to do. And I said, this isn't a goodbye because I will certainly be back. So really I didn't do anything. I mean, I think it's more so of saying goodbye to like friends and coworkers that I met. I think that's more important than maybe going to do things. My boyfriend and I are going to Wickham Farms on Thursday though, or tomorrow. So
you got to go up on the big slide, so it's like the old potato bags that you sit up on, and you straight downhill, and you can race them.
Nice.
It's a giant
perfect.
slide.
I can't wait.
You can climb up that. There's mini golf. There's the giant corn barn. Have you heard about this?
I think so, yeah.
Inside the
but
barn
that
is
is small corn.
5 million kernels of corn.
Yeah.
Inside this, and you
That's
just walk
crazy.
around. Wear something old, maybe tights if you want,
Yeah,
just because
dusty.
it's dusty.
Yeah.
But it's like a quick free pedicure.
Yeah.
Get taken
Oh
care
my
of.
God.
Yeah,
There you
walking
go.
around on that.
Yeah, no shoes, right? So
No
you
shoes.
got
No
going.
shoes either. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go through that.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
People just lay on top of it when they go in there. Like parents, I've
Sure.
done that when you have kids.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah.
You walk around.
Cozy?
I would love to walk in there and just see you laying on top of the kernels, and I think I would laugh.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get out there.
Good image.
during the week.
They got apples over there too, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
There
You
you
can
go.
ride the wagon up the hill and then
Yep.
check out the vineyard that they've got there, and of course everything they've got with the apples. I mean, and there's a giant jack-o'-lantern balloon that if you can't see it because they haven't built a new Costco there yet and all the new apartments where you wouldn't be able to see it, there's a giant pumpkin that's telling you exactly where it is. Be careful when you go though; you get slammed.
Okay.
I've never been because it's so crowded. I
Yeah.
avoid the crowds. There's 10 other farms that you can go to. No offense to Wickham. I heard great things. I literally don't go there because I know it's crowded.
Mm-hmm. There's another one, Powers. That's the Pittsford one.
Powers Farm Market, G&S Orchards. There's a couple in Williamson. I mean, there's so many. Stokey Farms, I like.
Yeah,
There's just so many others. No
They-
offense to Wickham. They got plenty of business. They don't need mine.
they do, and I feel the same about Powers. I've been there, and most years we'll stop by, but some days they do the Halloween ride. It's not scary,
Yeah.
but it's like famous. It's fun. You go right around it. But man, it is just
It's
that
slammed.
parking lot and pulling out. It is slammed. There's another great one in Ontario. I think it's called Lamora. They're smaller, family owned. They actually made a sweet post saying that the owner was like, I feel silly posting this on Facebook because it's being vulnerable because we're not the people that make a ton of money. We're not a big farm operation, but here we are. We're doing fall weekends.
Yeah.
So come out here, support us. So that's the place to check out too. Let's just pick up all the pumpkins. You should grab you a little pumpkin before you go home.
You know what?
Remember
I
from
should.
here. And then
Yeah.
carve like the rock flower or something
Yeah.
into
Oh,
it.
wow.
Yeah. Do you have, before we let you go, because coming up here in 21 minutes, you're going to have your final story pitch, right?
Sure.
You got one?
No.
I forwarded you something.
Kayaks?
Was it kayaks? I don't remember. That's what I do. I always just blast like random emails to you.
It's like, oh, you can do this. It's somewhat
I sent you
weather,
science-y-ish.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
You should
Couple
find
days
some
ago.
off the beaten path, some little pumpkin patch. Check out. If we all know the big ones.
Yeah, maybe. I
Yeah.
don't know.
There's one up there on Turk Hill Road. That's a little family farm you could check out.
Okay.
Across the street from the winery.
I mean, you've done every drought story,
Oh yeah.
every seasonal thing getting into it. That's fun. I am like that with the story ideas too. Like I send way too many emails to people at the station and
Yeah.
too
Ignore.
many pitches. And I'll tell Iran, who's with us every morning, I'm like, I got an idea for you. Forget that one. But then 10 minutes later, I'll send her like 17 different ideas.
My last story ever was in Virginia. I moved here on New Year's Day, 2016 to 2017. And so I had to report on New Year's Eve. And I went to the University of Virginia Medical Center because I was in Charlottesville, interviewed a woman on hangovers because it was New Year's Eve. and of course went to a wedding that night, hungover, did the drive in the U-Haul on New Year's Day from Virginia to New York State.
Brutal.
Yeah, sorry. I was young. When you're in your 20s, you could do whatever.
I was like that too. Our experience was it was Emmy Awards when we worked in Richmond. This was in DC is where they had the event. So we go down, we're there, and this is at the time we had already moved up here, but it was from the previous year. And Steph and I, we go down, have this event. Of course, it's a big reunion. We didn't win the top awards, but it was just a great party and had a fun time. Everyone from the station out at you do the banquet dinner. You have the wine at dinner. You're the last category after 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
And then you all go to the hotel bar because you're with your old bosses and people. And woke up that next morning, drove 7 hours from DC to Rochester and just not feeling great.
You just know it's going to be a rough drive. You accept it.
So what we're saying is just take it easy before Saturday, before you...
before the long journey down.
Don't have one last night out with everybody here.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow night.
Maybe so. Maybe so. Thanks for stopping by. It's been a blast.
It's always been a blast working with both of you.
Yes. And by the way,
safe travels.
There it is. The Trout Derby. The News 8 mascot. Talk about that. It was a lot of fun. We love it. We'll see you at the story meeting coming up.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the podcast here on this Wednesday morning, September 24th. Just James and myself.
Yes.
Brennan with you. Had Leanne here. Ton of fun. She's great. I feel like now we put the pressure on. You got to do something big for your final day on air. Whatever your appearance is going to be on the airwaves of News 8.
Make it big.
Do something. It is part of this business. People do come and go because we have such short contracts and they roll over. And you find a place you love and you stay and you have a family. It's home for you. It becomes a home for me.
I have so many people, not so many, but like every once in a while, like recently, maybe it was my dentist or something like, when are you going to move on? Like, don't you want like bigger and better things? Oh, you're going to be Al Roker soon. Like, what's your dream market? And I'm like, I'm already here. I have my family. I have my friends here. Rochester's market's 76, 78-ish, something like that. I have no desire to move up in markets.
And so much has changed too, because it is, you move up, and then you get happy. Plateau's the wrong word because we're very happy because we have our lives and this is it. You find a place where you're comfortable and you want to be, because this has been well documented, like money in this business. Like if I wanted to keep going to try to get a job in Boston, Atlanta, wherever,
Chicago,
the pay's not much than it is here, and then it's just cost of living and everything. I had a friend who worked in Atlanta. Yeah, that's what it is like. And listen, if that's what you want to do to say you made it, it was always my dream. Then great. Yeah. At one point, that was me, and then you just change priorities and have life. I had a friend who worked in Atlanta, and I think it was $65,000, had a news car, and could make overtime. And I was just like, wow. Yeah. Think about that. Even when I go to the dentist or somewhere here, we keep going back to the dentist. People think that we make $1 million.
No,
and it's no. You get to a place,
you love what you do,
have your family, and I love living here.
Yeah, my buddy Pat Kavlin, I went to college with him. He got a job down in Macon, Georgia, and then jumped up to did a little bit of work in New York City. Not directly in the city, but close to it. Then went down to Florida, and now is in Houston, which is his top 10 market. And he keeps doing exactly that, climbing ladders, because that's what he wants to do. More power to him, And I think one day he might be in Chicago or Philly or LA, one of the big ones, because he's great at his job. He's so good. And I could totally see him working one of those big markets because that's what he loves.
Yeah.
But that's what he wants to do, not necessarily us,
So a long way of saying that we're not going anywhere, and we love this.
We're not moving on.
Yeah. A couple of stories here, something I want to talk about. Yesterday, so our new cat who we've had, the vet asked us, and I had no idea, 3-4 months, whatever it is. This Bengal cat that I've talked about adopting, who's now like a year old. This was the first checkup to get in the system with our vet, so we're always there. Sure. She wasn't going to need anything. All the vaccines are up to date from Lollipop, so we've got another year, but just to have a checkup. The whole thing with getting a cat and your 5-year-old who you picked up from school going to the doctor, I'm like, this is going to be easy. I've got the carrier. It'll be fine. The issue is this carrier, I didn't realize how much the cat had grown. Since we got her.
Sure.
And she was going to fit. It wasn't a problem, but she is a somewhat wild cat. It's in her DNA. Big paws, claws.
Yeah.
So trying to squeeze her in.
Oh, man.
I spent 30 minutes trying to get this cat into this damn carrier.
Gosh. Yeah. So did you like put some treats in there, or like what's the
I
technique?
got to treat. There was still her blanket from the shelter, and maybe this was PTSD. It was like shell shock. Didn't want to. Oh no, I'm going back.
Sure.
Maybe the joke was on me for doing this.
Right.
And so I'm like, okay, just hop in. So I'm trying to squeeze her in, put some treats in. She just sticks her head in, doesn't go any further. So I throw the treats further in the back. We're like 30 treats into it by now. And I say, this is not going to work. And so I say, Brooklyn, we can unscrew the sides of the carrier. And what we're going to do is put her in. I need you to slam it down on top of the cat.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to put the screws back in, a whole process.
Oh my gosh.
So 35 minutes into this, we finally do that.
Yeah,
Get the cat. I'm holding the gate. I realized the gate was in upside down and backwards. Now it's not going into the hole, and then the top is like going, and the cat's just like, ah! And then Brooklyn's like, Dad, I'm helping.
Yeah,
and so finally, I'm sweating on my living room floor.
Yeah.
Finally, get the screws in, and I'm like, okay.
It's WWE.
Yes, we drive to the vet, go in, and the appointment was 5 minutes. Cat looks good.
Yeah.
Yep. Glad. And I know we had to do it. It was cheap because I had to pay for all the shots.
Yeah.
And as soon as I say, okay, let's get her back in, I just open the gate and she just right in.
Goes
ready to
right
go home.
in. Oh
that
my
was
gosh,
it. That
that's
was
so
it.
funny.
And so then came home and everything was fine.
Yeah.
But I was just like,
Just
what am I doing? Just a grown man with my afternoon. I'm fighting with a cat. I've got a 5-year-old, and we're trying to unscrew a carrier to get my cat in.
That's desperate. So are you going to get a new one? New carrier, maybe? Double the size, that'll make it a little easier.
More of like a duffel one that you can zip up and just like throw the cat in there. I was looking around for a Wegmans bag. People are going to call like Lollipop Animal, the Humane Society on me for this guy just showed up with a plastic bag tied in a cat. And I'm like, I had no other idea.
The cat's head hanging out of a plastic bag.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's good.
Everyone was just in awe though. The vet and the nurse is like, wow, we don't ever see these Bengal cats. They're so soft.
Really?
They're petting it.
Oh,
and I'm like,
awesome.
so
Yeah, that's right. My cat.
Yeah, that was my whole afternoon.
Nice.
I want to talk about something here. We had this on our morning show.
Yes.
This monster typhoon.
Monster typhoon.
Yes, and maybe this name is, I haven't heard it, but Ragasa or
Ragasa.
Ragasa.
Yeah.
So this was, making land or slamming southern China. We had some of the video. They were calling this one of the biggest ones that they've seen in years. And I was just thinking about that. Like, we got into the words of like typhoon and hurricane. That is simply just where it is.
Yes, exactly. So the location is really the biggest thing. So all it is. So first, let's use the umbrella of cyclone, of tropical cyclone. Everything is a tropical cyclone. All these storms are tropical cyclones. Hurricanes are the ones for us in the North Atlantic. Typhoons are the one in the Northwest Pacific Ocean, especially like the impact East Asian countries like Taiwan and China and the Philippines and things like that. And then you have just a regular cyclone, which is more like Indian Ocean, like that would go to India or Bangladesh or things like that. So that's an image of the typhoon Ragasa, and it's generally, they categorize kind of the same. The 1 through 5, the Saffir-Simpson scale is kind of the same thing there. And it is impacting China. That video is interesting. You got to have the KFC in there, right? Got to have the KFC building.
Boarded up.
I don't even think it's boarded up. They just taped the windows.
That did, yeah.
Now, does that...
This was early on, so video from yesterday. Yeah.
Right. I think that's just so that when the glass breaks, it doesn't absolutely go everywhere.
Right. Try to hold
over
it
the
together.
Store.
Yeah.
Right. Ideally, if it's not like tempered glass. China is so big.
Massive.
It's huge. And yes, it is impacting probably the highest populated areas. But I was just looking, and it just blows my mind every time you try to put into the brain how many people is 1.4 billion people. It's like insane. They have 18 megacities that are populations over 10 million. I think we only have like 2 or 3. Like Chongqing is 32 million people, and people have never heard of it. Shanghai, 25 million. Beijing, 21 million. So they have all these massive cities, and we have only 2 or 3. Imagine just a bunch of New York cities all over the country, and that's what China is. It amazes me.
And that's not even. Then you get to the whole western part of the country.
Yeah,
Think about how big Russia is too, and like
Right.
China just underneath, and it's wild. And whenever you see, I've never been to Asia. I believe Michaela has.
Many times,
many times. But I haven't done China or Japan. But just when you see the images of just everything so futuristic and modern and just crammed into spaces.
They're run very well. There's a ton of public transit as well, which really helps a lot. That helps move people around. So much easier. And because you can imagine, I don't think the United States could handle that kind of population because we love our cars so much.
Yeah.
I know. More people, more cars.
I know. We think about, of course, the trains with them and subways. And then also just when you see the videos that go viral of when they have 1 million people going through a crosswalk at once and how they're digital and how they change. And it's just
Right. And
It's
then
wild.
just like that.
There's one area that we just have to catch up on. You know what we lead? Fumbles. Lately.
Yes.
Can we talk about this just
Let's
with
talk
the
about
NFL?
fumbles. I think it's fascinating.
Yes, because of a lot of this came up with Derrick Henry. Of course, that's going to be the big game after the Bills-Saints game on Sunday. The Chiefs and the Ravens, which will be the second part of the doubleheader on News 8. One of those teams is going to be 1-3 if they don't tie, which is a big deal. And at that point, the Bills could be 4-0. The Chargers could also be up there as well.
Yeah.
Let me show this. So I just Googled NFL fumbles. So this was the Lions beat the Ravens Monday night.
Yep.
Derrick Henry, third fumble, 3 games.
Yeah.
It was late in the fourth,
And the
very
big
costly.
ones, the one against the Bills, were the reason why the Bills won.
Yes.
It's because he had that fumble with Ed Oliver stripping the ball.
I know. And it's just, and then when you scroll down, Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Patriots. Here they are talking about Ramondre Stevenson, fumble. How costly it was.
Yes.
You go down, unacceptable. Bengals Zach Taylor addresses nightmarish first half fumbles versus the Vikings.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
it's so big.
I know. John Harbaugh addressed Derrick Henry's fumbling woes after the loss to the Lions.
Okay, so a couple of things on turnovers in general, and this includes fumbles as well as like interceptions and things like that. When there's a lot of science that is getting into the sport of football, and the impact of turnovers on winning percentage is significant. We cover the turnover differential, as we call it, plus or minus. So
You have to win the turnover battle.
Exactly. So you have a 70% chance of winning the game if you have a +1, 80% if you have a +2, a 90% chance of winning the game if your turnover differential is +3. So it's very significant there. And I was like looking at a couple of sources and trying to figure out what it seems like there has been more over the past few years. And one of the reasons is that there have been a lot of rule changes that have forced defenses to change how they play the game, because conspiracy theory a little bit, but I think this is reality, that the referees are coaching the game to the point where they encourage scoring. You can barely touch the quarterback. You can't hit a defenseless receiver. They're getting really tight on DPI, defensive pass interference. So the defenses have to change their game. They can't just crush guys anymore. They can't just focus on kids. So what they're doing now is coaches are coaching defenses to focus on the ball.
Punch it out.
Focus on the punches. And not only the punches, but it's the gang tackles that are big. So what'll happen is you'll have let's say, for example, Derrick Henry running up the middle. You'll have the defensive tackle grab Derrick Henry and hold him in the air while the linebacker comes in and goes after the ball. So they're coaching this in. So we're seeing more turnovers now.
They're so good at it when it's punching it out. And I was reading something about, I was trying to find Derrick Henry, his previous fumbles. So in his previous 9 seasons, he'd lost 2 fourth quarter fumbles in 136 games.
That's so
like
good.
him losing
He doesn't
fumbles. It doesn't happen.
Right.
And he is a monster of trying to bring down. But it was wild. And there's also like just of how we're seeing so many teams, they're just doing little screen pass or plays that start behind the line of scrimmage or just in front, where everything it turns out to be more of a rushing play.
Right.
That's what Josh Allen and them are doing. And by the way, on that, I want to hear from Joe Brady, because he talked about, there was this play that no one probably remembers, a 5-yard little dink that went out to James Cook last week. And we're seeing a lot of that. And here's the Bills coaching staff.
Not going from one side of the field to then having to go to the other side and then scramble around, like, boom, I just take it and I keep it moving. And those are things that they're not sexy, but it's really good play. And it frustrates the defense. And I think his just growth of just seeing how defenses are playing is just knowing my issues and my answers, and not necessarily saying he's full, but when it's not, oh, hey, boom, that first route didn't win, I know where to go with the ball. His clock in his head, football is slow for him.
They still got it.
Yeah.
And by the way, the Bills, no turnovers. Is that still right?
Oh, I said, yeah, it's probably.
None through 3 games.
That's pretty good.
Not going to do it against the Saints. Maybe. I'm just trying to put it into the universe.
I'm rooting for you.
Maybe the upset
Will
of
they
the
last
century
to the third quarter?
Yeah. We'll see you on air at noon.
Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 on demand. Plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.